So let's start our audit. And, I think about this in terms of life cycle of a client, right? So I think about this as lead generation systems. I think about it as active client systems. And then I think about it as post-closing client/nurture systems, right? Which are slightly different because, yes, we might be lead genning. And once we find that client, then we have this active client system and checklist. We've already talked about this a little bit. And then also we go into a nurture. It's probably going to be really hard for us to lead gen that client we just sold a house to this summer, right? Maybe we get lucky and maybe there's 18 other purchases to do. And maybe they want to buy and sell within a year, hopefully for good reason. And it's probably a different nurture sequence, at least for those immediate clients that you close, and at least those clients who might be 4 to 5 years out or removed from their previous transaction. So for me, I think some people can think about it in two systems, right? You have lead generation and active clients, and you kind of go back to lead generation. For me, I think about it in three, not trying to overcomplicate it, but lead generation, active prospecting of leads, to then active client, to then a nurture sequence, i.e. maintaining and building a relationship over time. So that way these people get put back in over time into your lead generation bucket, So let's talk about lead gen. What are some things, maybe let's start with you guys. What are some things that you've been thinking about that you're missing for your lead gen process? Any ideas?
Not asking enough questions.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I hear that, Noah. This is a collateral conversation or a systems conversation, right? Asking questions, handling objections, I would argue, is a skill that we're working on building, right? And that skill is going to take time for you to build. I guess where I was trying to more take this conversation was, all right, if we wanted to be that top agent, when we are a top agent, and when we're more of a top agent, sorry, I got to watch my words. When we're more of a top agent than we already are, right? There are certain things that I'm guessing we are going to want to have at all these steps in the process that maybe we don't quite have yet. Noah, case in point, do you have a booklet, Noah, that talks about you and who you are and why you do this business, and case studies about how you've helped clients and what makes you special and what you do special, maybe from somebody else, right? Is that booklet printed? Is it electronic? What other things might be in this booklet? Think about Nate and Beth have one. They have he's shown it to us, right? So do you have that, Noah? If not, maybe that's something, I guess that's kind of the thing I'm thinking about, right? Yeah. Nate's showing it right there, right? So let's just think about and by the way, I'm hoping that this illustrates a lot of things. Okay. So if Noah, you feel oh my gosh, I don't have any of this stuff, then that's fine. We just, the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time, right? So find something, get that done at a high level, and then move on to the next thing, and move on to the next thing, and move on to the next thing. If you stay consistent about it, time on task over time, you're going to build an incredible portfolio of collateral for you to give out, right? So I'm thinking more around collateral systems versus skills. So I guess let's think about when we meet a lead. So the first thing I was going to suggest is a buyer booklet or a seller booklet, or maybe a Noah booklet or a Nate and Beth booklet, a Jen Wick booklet, Not Mad Mom's booklet. Do we have collateral that we can give or send a lead who shows interest in working with us that we can then send back to them to explain about our mission and our why and all this kind of stuff? Do we have that? If not, do we think that might be a useful part of lead gen? Nate, go for it. You want to say something? Sorry, but you're on mute, unless that's on me.
So going back, I've reread this Alex Hormozi book friggin' 5 times. And every time I reread it, there's something else that pops in that I didn't catch the first time. I swear, it's like reading the Bible or something, right? That's what my mom always tells me, right? But it's you go, so right now what I'm doing is I'm just creating an entire lead system based around expireds. Right now is the time, right? So what my goal is to have this all work automatically, and then subsidize my time into what I'm already doing automatically starting January 1st. But this stuff is going to be working behind the scenes. Any lead that I end up getting after January 1st, I plug them right into the same exact system, right? So
tell us more about it. Like, what are you building? Like, what does that look like for an expired lead?
It's very similar to your rental landing pages that you're doing for Blue Pebble. And it's just an offer that they can't refuse, right? It's like a free traffic audit. Okay, this is what you had on your house. This is what the market wanted, and this is what you didn't do. I'm building a booklet. It's a 12-page free booklet online, authored by me, yours truly, that they're going to get free, just for giving me your phone number and email. You get all of that. You get a free traffic audit. You get a free phone call just from me. And if that one phone call isn't good enough for you, great. We part ways, and you never hear me call you again. But hey, you get all of this other free stuff. But we've got all sorts of, basically we're trying to give them 5 or 6 things. 3 out of the gate, 1 more if they're on the fence, and then 1 more that just makes them feel stupid for not letting us call.
That's awesome. And so you raise a very complicated and awesome point. So I think one of the things that you're doing that Hormozi says is really important is that you got to create an offer they can't refuse. And oftentimes, I think this gets to the point of what I'm trying to talk about, is that offer requires something or a collateral thing, right? Yeah, they might value a call with you for free, no obligation phone call for sure. They honestly can get that anywhere else. So no real estate agent is probably going to charge them $20 to pick up a phone call. So we're trying to think about other things, and you're already mentioning that. Like, what are some other things that we can use to buttress our offer and make it an offer they can't refuse? So Noah, I know you already have done work on this around your ICP and veterans. I would challenge you. How many of those things that you've been thinking about selling do you actually have a thing for? Like a thing to give out, right? So I know you talked about transition planning in the Navy. Do you have a spreadsheet or a roadmap or something that you could then send via PDF, or you could like post online that would give someone value, right?
Yeah.
If you don't, then let's think about that. You know, Jen, in terms of your ICP, I'm good. I can be
You're
quiet.
fine. You're fine. No, I was fishing her, not you.
It's all good. Jen, I guess like in terms of your ICP with respect to single moms, right? You know, you in theory being in that position know more about what a single mom would want and actually want versus what I, as a bachelor dude, thinks that a single mom might want as part of a real estate process. And so
I'm kind of in the process. Little less real estate-esque, but a little more pamper the mom-esque in my I'm putting together kind of a get to know you thing where I suggest places for single moms to go where we can take our kids to get pampered. So like it's hard to go to the nail salon. It's hard to go get your hair done because you always have your kids with you, and a lot of places won't do that stuff with your children.
right.
So in that, I have like a list of, different places around the Denver metro area that you can take your kids and you can get pampered and they can still come. And kind of in that. And then I'm creating it so that I can actually handwrite it out, like in where I can basically handwrite in stuff, and it's printed too. So it looks both personal touch and put together. And then I'm creating also like a kid's coloring sheets and all of that stuff kind of in it. So that way it's kind of, tailored not only for the kid, but the mom and personal.
I love that. And I'm curious how we make that more real estate-y. Because, and you can tell me to F off if you want. My concern question here is that we want our value to almost pre-qualify our people. So like when we're running rental campaigns and we offer the stay cool script pack and the no nonsense landlord stuff and the 19-page checklist to get your house ready for rent, like people who want that are going to be people who most likely are either, investors in property, other property, like they're pre-qualifying themselves just by clicking on the ad. And so my question is, that is an incredible thing to offer. And I'm sure there are a lot of single moms who are new to town or maybe moving to town or, who don't know some of these things. So is there a way that we can switch, like maybe just spin it?
I have attached to it is also a link for a PDF that I'm creating about how to, can single moms buy a house? What does it take to qualify? What kind of credit does it take to qualify? Do you have to have more than one job? Kind of a thing attached to it. So it's there as well. I know being a single mom trying to figure out buying a house, one of the hardest things is nobody ever wants to talk to a single parent or an only, whether it's a mom or a dad or just people who like me, because automatically they assume we can't qualify, which 9 times out of 10 isn't correct. Maybe it takes a little bit more. So I think I'm trying to kind of balance it out where it feels personable, kind of a special touch for them, but also still brings them back to, hey, here's some information on how to do it. And then here's the Vanna lending site. And you can, see if you pre-qualify and maybe talk to Jessica about what you need to do to help your credit if that's an issue or things like that. Kind of wrap it all up in one thing so I don't have to send out a whole bunch of things to overwhelm them, but it still feels personal and, got everything, but doesn't kind of make them feel like it's just a lot of information too much either.
I hear that. And I really like the direction of that for sure. And I just want to make sure that it's a little bit different when you're talking about an online campaign like Nate, who's going to be trying to target expireds via internet campaigns, and you're who's trying to do it via networking and more of a ground game type situation. And I'm just wondering if there's a more specific spin that we can put on it to be like, for single moms who don't think they can, or for single moms who think real estate is unachievable or something like that, and so that way, like, because what I'm trying to do is, the people you talk to and already know are obviously going to be your clients, and those people who are in your ICP that are already in your network that you already know, they're already going to know about it. They're going to love this, all that kind of stuff. I'm not worried about your direct contacts. I'm worried about their friends, right? So, like, let's say you're going to send out this collateral, and Nate, by the way, this works great for you, and no, it works for you too. So just because we're focusing on Jen here, it doesn't mean that it doesn't work for you guys in this channel. This is something that we can also send out to our databases, right? So, like, Nate, who do you know that's been having a hard time selling their house? Send them this information. Noah, who do you know is veterans moving? Send them this information. Jen, who do you know is a single mom that's struggling? Send them this information, right? And what I'm trying to do is make sure that when this information gets sent out, if it's coming out through our database, it's not just like, oh, Jen's great. She came up with this great list of places where I can bring my kids and, like, we can go get our hair and nails done and eat bonbons and drink champagne. I don't know, whatever else happens when you get your nails done, right? Like, it's not just like, oh, Jen's cool, right? It's, oh, Jen serves me. And so I would just challenge you to kind of think around making sure the theme is more geared specifically to your ICP. And then, you can include all that information you're already including in it. And you want it to be people to be thinking about you as a real estate professional when they open it and read it, not just you being like a travel guide around town, is all I'm trying to say, kind of thing, So I love all this. Nate, what's up? You look like you had a thought.
For you, Jen, and the system is plug and play across every ICP, in my opinion. You really, if you haven't read Alex Hormozi's books, you need to do this. His system works for everything from drug dealers to freaking pharmaceutical companies. And everything in between. It works for everything. For you, for instance, for my expires, one of the things that I'm giving away is the home selling playbook, right? 7 secret agents don't tell you, and 1 they should, right? That's one. Any one of us can write that about any one of our ICPs, right? For you, it might be the home selling playbook for single parents, and the number one reason for something, right? And then you give them, another offering that I have is why your home didn't sell, the real reason, right? And there's another booklet that we're giving away. So, but mind you, those same titles that we're using are the same hooks that we'll be using in our Facebook ads, dropping literally $5, 3 days a week, all the way through about December 20th. And then on Christmas, we ramp it up to about $25 a day, just because we know people are going to be sitting on the couch, belly full, scrolling through Facebook, right? But you can do those same things. Just copy, rip off and duplicate, man. Everybody does it. My wife, Beth, I've seen her get on every diet bandwagon for 22 years. And every single one that she signs up on has the exact same message written in a different way. And it's the same program every single time. The only difference is sometimes it's either Campbell soup or next day it's grapefruit. I don't know, but it's always the same message. So it's time for us to rip off and duplicate and read that book, Alex Hormozi, because everything is duplicatable. Everything.
$100 million offers. That's the book.
Yes.
That's his book on how to construct an offer. It's awesome. It's great. And so let's continue along this conversation because I love the direction that you guys are taking right now. So, and I want to shift it slightly because right now we're talking about a lot of electronic PDF collateral. I would also challenge you guys to come up with video collateral and video content, right? So having quick hit snippets for you, for your ICPs, right? So at the end of the day, we have to be putting our faces online. And I will also say it's really hard to do it. What's up, Jen? Yes, you can. People want to see you. What? Why are you giving me that look?
I'm not good with the whole put my face online thing. I don't even like my Facebook picture being my picture for longer than a couple of weeks.
I'm not, I never made a cold call before I got into real estate. I got my ass kicked for about a month and then we figured it out, right?
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. I'm old school. Everything put on the internet stays on the internet. I don't know. I've never really been big about putting my face online. I don't even I know
I'm not asking you to do anything inappropriate. That if Sky is seasoned 15 years might be questioning who you are, it's then people are not being old doesn't matter. In fact, being old is a hook. I just saw this. Like being old on social media and putting your face out there is actually a hook now. Because there are so few old people like us, Jen, who are actually gray hair, putting our face on the internet, trying to build authority, that actually stops the scroll. And sorry, I have gray hair. You don't.
It's way more authentic to Jen. I can tell you, I would actually stop and listen to what you have to say before I saw some 20-year-old Lady Gaga lookalike try to tell me how to build my legacy. I would listen to you way before I would listen to her.
I get that. I don't know. I know I have to get over it and get around it and be whatever, and I'll get there. I do computers. I do lots of things with computers. I'm computer savvy. I don't mind it. I know how to edit. I know how to do all these things. I just have not been one of those people who likes I don't understand people who let their kids put their faces on the internet like that. I don't get it. It's just me. But if I have to do it to sell houses, well, then I guess I'm going to be putting makeup on my face and putting my face on the internet.
Do it in an authentic way, Jen, and do it your way. Because at the end of the day, you have no other opportunity online, especially social media, to create your own following and people who are going to resonate with you than doing it on social media. And if you stay true to yourself and true to your message, it doesn't matter if you get 1 follower or 500,000. The people who are going to follow you are people that resonate with your message. And I think that there are not a lot of women out there, based on what I see, who are experts helping single moms. So what?
Nothing. Go on.
What were you saying? What'd you mumble under your breath?
I said that's because women are catty.
Well, fine. So don't to be the one who's not. You know, like I think it's more that it's authenticity, and I think Noah, frankly, is a case study for this. Noah, how, like, when did you actually start investing in this? Like, truly investing in it systemically?
And the social media stuff?
Yeah.
I met with Cooper beginning of October
Okay,
and
so it's been a
started doing
month.
it then.
And how many followers do you increase your account by in a month, which is like basically like what, 4 videos?
I'll tell you here exactly. Within the last 30 days, 257 followers in the last 30 days. And the last time we had this conversation, I remember I was at 489 followers. I'm currently sitting at 602.
Well, shit, dude. So, Jen, and how many videos did that take, Noah?
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4.
4? Okay. So, Jen, I would argue if you maybe, and we could talk to ChatGPT about this a little bit. I think that if you, and you don't, actually, I don't even think you need ChatGPT for this. In fact, it probably is better for you not to. I think you need to think about 4 or 5 of the things that you went through, have gone through, have figured out as a single mom, and you just got to start putting yourself out there and do it once a week. And the nice thing is, if you take 1 day a week and you record 2 hours of content, that's probably like 3 or 4 posts, right? It only like 1 2 to 3 hour content window can record a month worth of content for you. And Noah was able to generate this kind of increase in following with 4 videos posted once a week over a month.
I will say I messed with the boosting this past video, and I think I got like 12 extra followers off of it. So
cool. So we boosted, we got some. All right, great, right? Jen, how it would be relatively easy for you to put yourself in a home, just like Noah and Nate are doing, and say, I'm going to show you a home from the perspective of a single mom. Because I bet you the way that you walk through a house thinking about the house for your kids is definitely not the way Noah does it. And so what better way to attract people who are part of your tribe than to do tours from the perspective of your perspective, which is, oh, this is great. Because as you know, I'm sure there's all sorts of crap that you see that I have no idea that exists out there, which is like, where are the outlets, or how many outlets, or countertop height, or sharp corners, or God knows, like all these things that like I'm probably not thinking about that you're thinking about. That is how you generate your following. What?
Bathtub versus shower.
Yeah, fine. Cool. Right? 2 to 3 hours a month. That's all it takes. And by the way, you got Noah and Cooper on your side, so if you need help with it, and Nate, they can help you out with it. Right? And how much of an easy, it's so much easier to touch 100, 200, 300 people once a week than it is to cold call them all the time too. So, all right. So we got video lead generation. It seems like we're working on physical collateral, i.e. things, PDFs, books. Depending on our ICP, this could work on a lot of different things, but like ebooks, flyers, value add, like, literature, brochures, it almost sounds like. And on the other side, we need to be doing more video content. Nate, you're probably doing that for your own channel. You got to be doing more video ads for your expireds. Video ads perform better than graphic ads anyway, so you got to be doing that for your Facebook ads. I think part of thinking about this is like, what video content do we want to be creating? And by the way, what video content can we create that's evergreen? So Nate, like going back to your expireds thing, I sold a lot of expireds, so I feel like I have a pretty good handle on this. What's one thing that every single expired person needs to know?
How to choose an agent the right way. Interviews. Yes. And I think really what it comes down to is the statistic that always drives me crazy is it's like 80% or more of home sellers go with the very first agent they talk to.
Great. I would argue that's important. I'm just trying to get you to shift a little bit. So like that's important, and it feels a little self-serving because at the end of the day, you're going to tell them to pick an agent the way that they're going to pick you. Sure. So what's something else maybe, and I'll just give you what I was thinking, but like, I think every single person who's ever had a home that didn't sell or is an expired needs to understand how to read the tea leaves of the market. And what I mean by that is, how do you know when your listing is overpriced versus how do you know when your agent did a shitty job? Because that's something that I think every single meeting I've ever had with an expired, I've had to figure out, is this my client or potential client who doesn't understand that the market price is significantly lower than what they were trying to sell it for? Or was this an abortion of real estate brokerage and this agent just totally effed it up, right? I think if you're an expired seller, that's something you would want to read about. Oh, how to know if your agent sucked or if your expectations are wrong. And we got to figure out a better way to say that. But that would be a video, honestly, that you could have recorded in 2017 and probably sent to every single person who is interested in this kind of thing before you ever met up with them, right? Like, hey, Joe, so excited to meet with you. Here's just a little video I put out before our meeting so that we can, just to set the table for what we're going to be talking about, which is trying to figure out, what price is actually get your house sold, and like, did your agent do what they were supposed to do? Kind of thing, So like, not just video content, and video content that is evergreen. So Jen, going back to your home tips, walking through a home, 3 things that every single mom should be looking for in a home, as part of, 3 things every single mom should be looking for in the first showing of a house. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know, what is Jen going to say, right? Or the most important thing that you need to know as a single mom before you even walk into a house, or something like that. Noah, military stuff. I'm drawing a blank, but like, same kind of thing, right? The 3 things you need to know before you start exercising your VA benefits, right? So I think these are things that are more evergreen type content. You guys record them in January. Maybe you make like a little 5 or 10 minute video. Maybe it's like a 15-minute video. You record yourself on a Google Meet or something like that. You record yourself in front of a phone. And then what can you also do? You can run it through a system like Opus Pro and have AI cut it down into like your 1-minute snippets. So if you did like a 10-minute video, Nate, on, hey, I'm going to do a webinar on how to determine whether or not your agent did a bad job or whether actually it was the market that was telling you were too overpriced. Do a 10-minute video on that and then run it through AI and have AI create 1-minute, 2-minute snippets for you. And now all of a sudden you've got all sorts of extra content for your YouTube channel. You've got extra stuff for your Instagram channel. You've got an evergreen piece of content for your sellers you're going to meet with. And you can repurpose that all the time.
I came up with this thing. I need you guys' help on this. Do you think this is going to be a stupid flop or not? So
what?
I literally ordered a hat that says Joe doing Joe things. And another hat that says, of course I'm right. I'm Nate. So 2 hats, right? And so the whole entire premise of this is going to be a series, 1-minute series that will live on my website, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube Shorts, and Google My Business, right? Because you can only have 1-minute clips on Google My Business. But the whole entire thing was just, it's going to be a series of all of these stupid little questions that we get asked all the time.
Love it.
And they're not stupid, but I'm just saying that they're just redundant and we can put them in 1 minute. I've got about 150 little questions, and I'm going to be putting those are going to be my videos that I'm going to be putting out. And I designed that specifically, Jared, for AI search.
Yeah.
But so anyway, do you guys think that would work? So it'll be me or Joe asking Nate a question sitting across from the desk every time.
Give it a shot, dude. Seems like it's gonna work. It's gonna work better than not doing it.
I think the comedy aspect of it will at least grab people's attention and make them giggle. And once you get people giggling, at least they stay around to see what's happening. It's funny.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So, we'll see. But yeah, I do. I think that we utilize everything that we have. Jen, you can do this. Noah, you're doing it. Videos. I think videos aren't everything, but videos are part of the puzzle. Everything that we're doing is part of the puzzle. Whether we're utilizing AI, we're utilizing our emails, but hey, we can send those emails until we're blue in the face, but without human connection, which sometimes could be a video. Sometimes it could be just a quick touch or quick text. Sometimes it could be just a thank you note, or hey, it's Christmas time, I was thinking of you, send them a $5 gift card to Starbucks. Whatever.
Even just like me, I'm a Christmas card person for my family anyway. I send out like 150 cards regardless of year. So I decided that I'm going to do like my family Christmas cards, and then I'm going to have Jem help me put together like a little business Christmas card from my family to yours. And since my database is in the middle of growing right now, I figured it would be a really great time for a personal touch, handwritten little Christmas card with, from my family to yours, not Mad Mom Homes, Blue Pebble, but and send them all out to the addresses I have. And
yeah, record a quick little video, maybe have it live on Go High Level. Go High Level, you can create a QR code, a dynamic QR code that you can change every single year even. But you can just create a quick little QR code that might go out into that card that you have printed and then handwrite. But hey, if you want to see what I'm up to, here you go. That way you're putting your message out there more nonchalant than salesy. And I think that goes a long way during the holidays. But I don't know. But yeah, this is all just pieces of the puzzle, man. Do we need video? 100%. We are going into a period. We're going through society. They're going to kill you. They're going to hurt you bad if you're not using video. It's the new norm. Facebook, people are always saying Facebook is dead. Facebook is dead unless you're using video. Yep. Static ads will never ever work again like they were on Facebook ever again.
Not video. That's for sure.
No. Video's here to stay. And I was watching my daughter. She was just doing some research. She was using AI. She doesn't even go to Google anymore. She goes straight to AI. She doesn't want to read. So then she tells Siri, okay, well, show me a video on this. I don't want to read. Right. So it's all about video. And, if the kids are doing it, parents are going to be following suit as soon as they realize how easy it is. So got to do video on everything.
Agreed. So I think we beat to death the lead generation component of this. And luckily, we did do a lot of work over the last few weeks around the under contract and the active client system. And so what I would encourage you guys all to do is go back through the checklist conversations that we had and pull down those checklists and evaluate what in those checklists we don't have. So, is there anything that like a follow-up email that we could be putting together, or maybe an email around a title commitment or an appraisal, or like, what does this mean? Or like other things that we could send out to just buttress our customer service support. So like, I do think title is one of those things that no one ever thinks about, because we're not allowed to advise on title, but we should probably be telling our clients that, hey, we're not allowed to advise on title. It's still something you should probably be looking into. If you have any questions, send me an email, because like I've got a bunch of attorneys for you who you can talk to, right? Just because we can't give advice on an actual title commitment, it doesn't mean that we can't advise our clients on what to do with the title commitment, right? So I would argue that for each of these checklist items and maybe stages of the contract, we should be thinking about, what emails, what forms, what other things can we be putting together just to further enhance our customer service through the process. And that means both managing expectations of our clients, giving them timely additional information we know is going to be relevant for them, and basically, kind of pre-identifying points of the conversation that can be confusing, right? So go through your checklist, check that all out. So now let's talk about nurtures. So the post-closing kind of nurture follow-up sequence. So what are some things that we probably should be doing for all of our past clients and all of our sphere connections to further maintain relationships besides phone calls and texts and emails?
Pop-bys, events.
Pop-bys, love Pop-bys, love little events. Anything else?
Personal touches, handwritten notes, or
Handwritten notes, great.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about those three things: Pop-bys, events, handwritten notes. Right? When you pop by, you gotta show up with something in your hand, right? It's kind of awkward to like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, Joe, hey, man, how's it going? Like, what are you doing here? I just want to see if you know I'm buying, selling, investing in real estate these days, man. I mean, that's why I'm showing up. Just you can't avoid me when we're face to face, but you can avoid my phone call. It's not like that, right? Typically, what you're doing in a Popeye is giving them a gift, and so gifting, I would argue, requires a lot of thought because we want to make sure that we're giving something that speaks to us, speaks to them, isn't just like. I apologize if I'm offending anybody by saying this, but I got a baggie of like Smarties and Tootsie Rolls from a financial advisor a few weeks ago, like left them on my doorknob kind of thing. I'm like, dude, this is disgusting. Don't do that. I would prefer other gifting type stuff, but like, I think the point here is gifting requires preparation. And so if we know we're going to want to be doing Pop-bys next year, maybe we want to do a Pop-by in July or August or September. Maybe we do a pumpkin pie thing in November. Why not prepare for that now? It's going to take us a few weeks to put proofs together if we need to order gifts. If we're going to be doing like, I don't know, flasks or a kitschy thing or a flashlight or whatever, and we want Nate and Beth on it, like that's going to require design and proofing and ordering and putting it together and then wrapping it, whatever. That takes time. So why not just do it now? We have time of it, right?
I can help out with some like stuff like that now.
Maybe if we had a lithographer person, lithograph person. I'm mispronouncing that.
I don't even know what that is.
Lithography? Lithographer? Anyway, so let's do that. So we got gifting Pop-bys. What about community events? No, I'm looking at you, man, because I know we've been trying to do this food drive with our oh wow, my dad's chair almost flipped out on me. I know we've been trying to do this food drive with our religious organizations. We've recognized that those don't get thrown together and within a week or two. Do that? No.
Months.
Maybe if you're trying to coordinate with a church or a synagogue, they don't just like do stuff in 48 hours. You gotta like you gotta work your way through the men's club or the women's club.
A little longer, not too much longer, but a little longer than that.
All right. Well, maybe we need to figure out when, because maybe they have a schedule that you need to be thinking about. It's not just around your schedule. Like there are holidays going on. They've got events and they've got things. So if we're trying to do a co-sponsored, co-branded community event, we probably want to be planning that far in advance, right?
I just got an idea. Yep.
There we go. What was your idea?
Toy drive for Hanukkah that's coming up.
Love it. And if not this year, maybe we do it for next year. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a spring crafting event.
Do it. Nate, what is like you got all sorts of fun stuff. I know you got an event back there. You're not sharing it right now. What's going on? What's on your mind that you're keeping secret?
Yeah, we're moving after the first, but Beth and I like to host a lot, but normally we just haven't because this house is literally falling apart. But yeah, we're just gonna have a party for everybody we know. We committed to inviting 20 people at a time, 4 times a year.
Yep. Great.
Barbecue. It's similar to the party you had. I don't think that I'll be doing anything as cool as you did, but we'll still smoke our brisket and stuff. It'll be good. So.
Crawfish boils are easy, man. I'm happy to tell you. It's just pour everything in and boil it. It's pretty simple. So
it was awesome.
We'll do it again next summer.
But yeah, that's really one of the biggest things that Beth and I have planned. Beth and I, as far as Pop-bys go, I always keep whistle pops. Remember when you were a kid, the whistle pops?
Yep.
Make the kids happy first, then mom will love you, right? I don't know if the whistle pops make mom happy, but she remembers you, right?
She definitely remembers.
They're loud, but
What we'll end it on, Jen, I love your idea, is around handwritten notes too. And I think handwritten notes, like our process typically calls for 2 a year. One's is like a random showing of gratitude. The other one's typically around some big date, whether it's a birthday or a home anniversary or house anniversary or something like that. Maybe it's an actual anniversary or something or whatever, And so I think if we're talking about what to do for your next 3 weeks of time, maybe think about when do you want to be sending these things, And so if one is a random show of gratitude, another one is around birthdays or around a special date, I'm guessing that you don't have all those dates in your database right now.
No.
So what we should be doing over the next 3 weeks, while we're following up with people and wishing them a happy holidays and coordinating for that coffee we're going to be getting with them in January, February, once everything calms down a little bit. Hey, by the way, I realize I don't have your birthday, or I don't have your anniversary with Bob. When was that? Or, hey, when did you buy that house again? Right. Hopefully you did it, you wrote it down, but I'm just trying to give you an example. Let's use the follow-up that we're using over the next few weeks when we're doing very light touches with our database to get that information. So that way, when we want to actually do the cards next year, we're not held up by lack of data. And this is a great time to do it. Text message works really well with that too, by the way. Like, hey, Joe, I'm sorry. So you call someone, hey, Joe, it's Jen, just calling to say hi. I got a quick question for you. Give me a call back whenever you get a chance. Really easy follow-up text. It's like, hey, Joe, left you a voicemail. Feel free to check it whenever you get a chance. Just had a quick question for you. When's your birthday? Oh, why? Oh, you'll find out. Right? But I think that it's just easy text message stuff, easy touch stuff. And remember, it's just the touch itself, because you're going to be sending out the emails, you're going to be putting yourself on social media, you're going to be doing all those. It's just getting your name in front of it. It's going to be the whole point of this whole thing. All right, guys, great. So tomorrow, we will be training our AIs to be helping us write better ebooks, flyers, brochures, other kinds of things like that. Friday, what are we thinking on Friday? Because we got to make that announcement today. What are you guys thinking for Friday? What do we want to do? Any thoughts?
Gosh.
Why don't you do a mastermind on Friday? We'll do like a little pre-holiday mastermind. We'll just open up to everyone. Is that cool?
Yeah. Get ideas on what people plan to be doing during the off season while they're semi-working.
Yeah,
right?
We'll do the topic of off season, our month of our 5 weeks of off season in real estate. What are we doing? So we'll use that as a mastermind topic for sure.
I'm going to be taking a class on being a notary for a title company.
All right,
have fun.
Well, I have my notary. I might as well use it in real estate, right?
Might as well, for sure. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for being my craft dummies on Sterling. But before we kind of got started here, we're gonna be sending out those emails tomorrow, so just keep an eye on that. And I think we should be good to go. So Friday we'll just mastermind other things that people are doing during the off season. So
perfect, excellent.
Awesome.
Well, hey guys, thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good one, guys. Talk to you soon. All right, bye.
Gonna head out.